Winter, an improvised mystery by Shorty. Let's see where this audio takes us. Veronica. I awoke to the smell of Mother's perfume and sat bolt upright, looking around the room, bewildered and not understanding where I was. It took a while. I blinked. Oh yeah. I slept in Mother's room last night. Of course it would smell like her. She's everywhere here. I stretched and slipped my feet out of the covers and onto the cold floor and padded over to Mother's dressing table. Sitting, I looked at myself in the mirror. I could be Mother sitting here, and a spitting image, even down to a small beauty mark under my right cheek. It was like looking at a ghost, as though I wasn't anybody. I was just her likeness. But I wanted to understand her. I didn't. I don't feel like I ever knew her. Not really. I used her brush to brush down my sleek black hair. It too was cut in a style, just like Mother's. A short, sharp bob, though it had grown a little longer than I intended, and was below the jaw. I had no excuse. It just suited me, as it did her. And I liked looking like a Winter, a real Winter. Veronica Winter. Even my initials were the same. Why had I slept here last night? I guess I felt lonely, needy. I just wanted Mother. Maybe not her, but a mother. The thought of comfort. She had given me some comfort. In her way. I went back to my room and got dressed. I put on a black t-shirt, a cute skirt, which was well above the knees. I reached for my ballet flats and then decided no. So I put on some boots. No dainty miss today. I pulled on a short red jacket. It was styled like a leather jacket, but it was made of cotton. I completed the look with red lipstick, of course. Red and black. Always my signature. Or was it Mother's? Probably. I went downstairs, but I'd missed breakfast. Must have slept in. Maybe the night in Mum's room did make me feel better. Did help me to sleep. I went to the kitchen at the rear of the house and made some toast, much to the annoyance of the new cook, who was washing up the breakfast things. Good morning. I gave her a bright good morning. She scowled. I took my toast, minus a plate, and ate it as I walked down the hallway, towards the library, where I could hear voices. My mouth was full as I opened the door. And there was Marcus and Julius. They looked like they were not arguing, but having a disagreement. I lifted the back of my hand to my mouth as I chewed quickly. Swallowing the last of it, I was startled by you coming up behind me and whispering, "Hello, monster from the Black Lagoon." I was not amused. Heat crept up my neck and onto my cheeks, and I gave a hefty whack with my elbow his chest. "Ah, good morning, Max," I said. "Looks like the gang's all here." I entered the room properly and welcomed Marcus. "Glad you could come." Julius shot me a look. "Well, Marcus, have you had a look at the library? Is there anything that's missing that we need?" He turned to look at the books appraisingly. After a while, his eyes lit upon the Sherlock Holmes book, and he took it out. "Oh yes, thank you for this." I took it from him and found the page that had been underlined and turned to Julius. I don't know why. "Have you seen this, Julius?" He pretended not to hear. "Julius, Have you seen this? What? He said, not really interested. I showed him the page and he read. Nope. Not seen it. What do you think? Nothing. What am I supposed to think? He said, this must have piqued your curiosity, and you took the book and looked at it. And a look of knowing spread over your face. What are you talking about, Julius? You know this. You told me this. At boarding school. You said it was a family secret, and that we all had skeletons in our cupboard. Julius looked furious. I never said a thing. Come on, mate. You did. Julius went red in the face and stormed out. We all looked at each other incredulously. Well, that was a bit much. I turned to Max and asked him to explain. He told me, of course, that as young boys, they'd read this story. They both loved mysteries, and Sherlock Holmes was the best. I agreed. Marcus just listened. Well, when we came to that particular story, I was like, that could never happen. And Julius said it already had. And he knew it. Okay, who was he talking about? Your father, of course, killed his brother. What? Is this true? Surely not. You know what Julius is like. Always trying to sound... I don't know. He probably just wanted to be centre of attention. You know what he's like. You raised your hands. Okay, I'm just telling you what I heard. Marcus cleared his throat. Look, it was never proved, but there were rumours. That may be, but to murder somebody, you need a reason. And I hardly think my father had a reason to kill his brother. His twin brother, no less. Marcus looked down at his feet, and then back up at me. Well, do you know of a reason? What reason could there possibly be? They were both equal. They worked in business together, I know this much. I am sure there's nothing my Uncle Edward could have done, or had, that my father needed or wanted. Marcus replied, Oh, but there was something he wanted. Something he wanted so much. No, I won't hear of it. This is slander. This is my family you're talking about. My father. Marcus shot a nervous look at you. And you looked at me, shrugging your shoulders. Okay, if you think it's true. Where did you hear this rumour? This devilish rumour? Marcus hesitated and swallowed. From your mother. Well, I hope you liked that little tale, and if you'd like me to get my tongue around something a little more spicy, why not join my Patreon? Talking of Patreon, here they are. Shenanigans, Billy, Roxy, Oz, Living Lightning, Pokemon UB, David, Adam Striker, Nikki Phantom, Pillowy Slave, Danny D, Glutamus Maximus, SVA52, Mordred, Stephen, Campaign for a Better Weekend, Fire, Outsider HB, Giovilucky B, Ted, Jelly Mage, Aaron, Cryptid, Calisnis, Cubby, DZ, Nazgul Cookie, Epsilon, P. Brian 74, and Blake. Thanks, guys and girls. I love you.